Why, hello there, friends. How are we? I see the chat got started early, so we'll get into that real quick. X-Wing wanted to be Feist, so he's Feist. Yeah, and he's going to disagree with anything that I say today, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. Strike thinks it's got to get spicy. We're going to put a little hot sauce on it, like Frank's. Put that shit on everything. All right. X-Wing, so in kisses. Matt wants to see more banthas. I don't know what that's about, Matt. I don't know what that's all about, Mr. Rissman. We'll get there. Yeah. So here we are. It's Tuesday afternoon, wherever you are in the country, in the world. But here it's just before noon. And I'm ready for the next Book of Boba episode. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty pumped about the next Book of Boba episode. I think chapter 5 is going to be really fun. I think we are going to get some more probably some more cameos, some more callbacks. I mean, that's really what Star Wars is about right now, building this Mandoverse and getting things going. So I really feel like today is going to be today's episode, chapter 5 is going to be really exciting. I think we're going to see Boba open up some whoop ass. I think we're going to see some friends come in and hand some whoop ass to some people. So, yeah, I think tonight's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a good episode. I think people are going to be surprised at what we see. We might, we're going to get into a couple of ideas about what could be coming. A lot of people are excited about the potential to see Din Djarin and our Mandalorian friends. That seems to be the hot take on the presses right now, is that everybody's anticipating seeing Din Djarin and groups of Mandalorians. I don't know. I don't know if they can really do that. I mean, we can jump right in. I was going to do the same thing we did last week. I was going to pull the episode up and kind of go through it, but I don't know if that's really, yeah. We're going to do that anyway. So let me know what you guys want to see. I know there's only a couple of us in here. It's midday. A lot of people are at work. Tell your friends to start streaming at work and watching while they work. There's no reason not to. I was watching this earlier, so let me mute it. And we will bring in some scenes. But I'm just going to go ahead and jump. So if you want to watch, I'll give you a couple seconds, and you can load up your Disney Plus. But for me, let's just, we're going to rehash a lot of the old episode 4, chapter 4 of the Book of Boba, and we're going to go through the episode and see what we like and what we don't. So we're just going to jump right in, and I'm going to push play on this, and we're just going to jam and see what's going on. So again, like I did last week, I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 beep, and then we're going to go. So 3, 2, 1, and I'm playing it. So while it's loading and the all the previously on and stuff, we're going to say hello, Jedi Gamer Joe. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before. If I have, I apologize. I am a bit of a flake when it comes to remembering everybody's name each week. But granted, there's only ever like 10 or 20 of us in here, so I should do better. Banthas are poo-poo. Rancors are wizards. Cool. I can dig it. Welcome to the Padawannabe. Welcome to Colin. Of course, Rissman's in here. Yep, you're in physics class right now. That's great. This is what you should have on in the background during physics. Star Wars has, stars in it and science stuff. So yeah, get into it. As always, our friend Darth Webben is here. Colin is in bed. It's 8 p.m. here in Germany. Yeah, guys. So I'm excited about this next episode, but we're going to dive in just a little bit into this episode 4, chapter 4, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that can be, that's so much better. There's a lot more stuff that can be seen. It's so dark in here. There we go. That's a little better. That's a lot better. Okay, so we're still on the previously on. So when it loads up the episode, we'll get into it. But yeah, I think that this episode, this chapter 4, was fantastic. And we'll see what happens going into chapter 5, right? So we're getting past the helmet intro here. And I got to say, this is probably one of my favorite things that Disney has done with the Star Wars logo in the intro. I think it's just a bitchin' intro. So immediately we jump back into the, what did somebody call it today? The flashback tank, the back in time tank. There's a couple back to damn, I had it earlier. I don't remember what it was, but basically we got the flashback tank, and Boba is reminiscing about basically this flashback in the back to tank is about the Slave One, about his fire spray gunship. And it's still always going to be the Slave One to me, but he's reminiscing about his search to get the Slave One back. And we see him riding lonely. Now, this is immediately after he buried and burned all of his Tusken friends. And we see him strolling through the desert, and we see, a bantha skeleton as he's passing by. Then we get this scene over the rocks where we see him looking down solo by himself at Jabba's palace. And he knows exactly where he parked the Slave One. He knows exactly where it is. Or maybe they moved it inside. I don't know. But we see him with his Tusken rifle, and he's checking out the security, right? He's looking to see if there's any time he can get into the hangar in Jabba's palace to grab his ship. Back to in time. Yes. Love it. Should make a shirt out of that. So we see another fun moment of, I like, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch this side. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna switch you around a little bit. Put you guys on a different side. Okay, so that way I can show this this screen at will without sound. So I found these scenes with the bantha to be exceptionally beautiful, right? Like all of these fire scenes are fantastic, and all of the interaction that Boba has with his bantha is fantastic, right? It's great because we see that with the Rancor also. He's very into these larger animals, and it's pretty awesome, to be honest. So let's see. So yeah, he's hanging out with his bantha, and then I love this part. He goes and reaches in for another piece of. He goes in and reaches for another piece of meat, and he sees the flares that Din Djarin was shooting at Fennec Shan when the wannabe bounty hunter was hunting Fennec, and when they eventually gun him down. But it's cool how we get to see the tie-in and timeline, right? We get an anchor point, right? And that's a great anchor point. These are things, anchor points are basically in time travel. There's certain points that are that link us in time, right? And that's exactly what Jon Favreau did here. Is he put the two together and showed us this scene that so many of us thought was Boba Fett when we heard the spurs, but everybody across the internet was like, no, Boba's in the Sarlacc, blah 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 blah. So anyway, we see him take Fennec, and this is something that, I guess I kind of didn't really see coming. I mean, I knew we were going to see this rescue, but I didn't think that they were going to give us the surgery that fixed Fennec, right? Because we see her later with mechanical guts, and nobody really questioned it then. They're like, oh, mechanical guts. Okay, cool, right? Whatever, Boba fixed her, whatever. And then we get introduced to these modders, the Skittle gang, the Vespas, our Skittle Vespas. And Boba comes across these guys, again, these modders with their Vespa bikes, and if you look in the background here, you see our blue mirrored friend. This is earlier in the season, right? You see our blue mirrored friend right here. He's only got 3 mirrors, so maybe they're not all the way caught up yet. Oh yeah, yeah, and it's not like he is just running up on the hill. But anyway, what up, Stanley? So we see Mando walk into the modder parlor, and to me, this whole thing felt very much like a tattoo parlor. So much like any other tattoo parlor I've ever been in. There's, seldomly are there walk-ins if the good artists are there. And if there are walk-ins, usually you're not getting the A-list guy, right? So we see our modder friends, and to me, this is just showing some background into, number one, where did Boba didn't fix her. Boba didn't know how to do all this surgery and mechanical modifications. So he takes Boba to some modders in just outside of Mos Eisley. Now, as always, money talks. So Boba slams some credits on the table, and it's like, oh, well, why didn't you just slam some credits on the table to Jump Street? And that's, again, very tattoo parlor-y in my opinion. So we see this scene. Now, a lot of people don't like the modders. A lot of people don't like this. And a lot of people don't really think this is Star Wars. But in the Galaxies game, which our friend the Matt Cave is playing right now, it's a PC game. If you need the link, I'm sure we can get it to you. But basically, it's an open world. I'd call it an MMO, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me, chat. But basically, you're able to do you. And currently, Matt is walking the sands of Tatooine, becoming a swoop bike gang member. But anyway, I digress. So in that game, there are some modders. So and you can get modifications. You can get artificial eyes with zoom lenses if you're a sniper. You can get all these different special hands and all this stuff. So oh man, we got royalty in here. What's up, Sheaf? Holy goodness, we got somebody that's here with us. Sorry, I get excited when I see my friends. So the leader mod is supposed to be an old character. I don't think that guy's really an old character, to be honest. Is she actually going to be who she was? I thought she was a pretty powerful character. I mean, we could see that person, but I think we're just going to get this little scrap of modders. I don't really see it being I honestly, the fandom might lose their mind if we got more modders. Honestly, I feel like the modders have to be the first pawns on the table to get taken out in the war. I feel like that's the first that's going to be the first sacrifice that Boba makes. You're not going to send your Finnick and BK and your paid muscle. You're going to send the weaklings first. I haven't even started yelling yet, my guy. Don't worry, you'll know it. You'll hear it. Yeah, and even money talks in Star Wars. Money talks everywhere. So anyway, we fast forward a little bit, and Fennec wakes up after her deep sleep, and we see her waking up and asking, "What did you do to me?" Boba's just straight out, "I saved your life." Like, what of it? You were dead in the desert. You were left to die. And then he goes on, you like me were left to die in the Tatooine desert, in the Dune Sea, and I rescued you. And Bobbity Bob offers her a black melon, gives us a little background on how he feels about the black melon. So, strikes back. WhatsApp. Yeah, first line for sure. I mean, I think everybody would, hooray! The modders are gone, hooray! Right? Everybody would have a big heyday. Everybody's happy, and then all is good, and the Skittle gang is gone. Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna get scrapped. I think that's the first. Yeah, one EMP, and they are donezo, right? So yeah, I think. So here we are. We get, we're having this conversation between Finnick and Boba, and basically, they have this conversation, and ultimately Fennec asks, "Who are you?" And Boba tells her, for the first time in the episode, "I am Boba Fett." And she immediately reacts as she's drinking the black melon water, that Boba's dead. And then they go on to how, he was left to die and yada, yada, yada. So ultimately we get this team up, and it's only temporary. We kind of we know how everybody works in this. Even Mando and Boba and Fennec had a relationship that was temporary until they got the child back in Mando season 2. So I feel like this is perfect, perfect for what we've been doing, right? So Fennec says, "Okay, well, what do you want?" And he's like, "Well, I need your help getting my ship. Where is it?" "It's in Jabba's palace." She's like, "You're straight out of your mind." And then we go into this whole thing about Fennec's like, "Well, that's not possible." And Boba's like, "That's what I want. I want my ship. So help me get my ship." We will get into this. Eli, stay till the end, till the episode, till we ran through the whole episode and just, chalking it up and talking it up and chopping it up. And then we're going to get into the possibility of Mando in the show. I think no, but I will give you my reasons why a little later. So stay here or come back for the end. Darth Webb and Din will show up, whoop ass, and leave, just like Boba did in Mando. They're trading spots. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Ghost Rider, greetings, mortals. So then we have some of these beautiful shots of Fennec and Boba heading to Jabba's palace, checking out stuff, and then Fennec's about to show us why she's such a gangster. I forget, is Ochi a bounty hunter? Could we possibly see Boba hire him for help? Ochi is a bounty hunter, but he's more of a Sith loyalist, so he's more of their bounty hunter. I think, if I'm not mistaken, again, correct me, chat. Let me know when I'm wrong. I like being wrong. I like learning more, but I'm pretty sure he is a bounty hunter, but I'm pretty sure he works for the Sith more exclusively. So here we see Fennec's sick little baby orb droid, baby probe droid, and that thing goes and scouts out the whole facility without anybody knowing. This is why she's a boss, right? Like, this is one of the reasons why I think she is such an excellent bounty hunter, is an assassin, is because she literally doesn't need blueprints. She doesn't need previous layouts. She doesn't need no guard shifts. She's got this little droid that's going to go take the whole layout, watch the rotations, do all that stuff, and then report back. Dude, she is a boss. It's a sick piece of technology for a bounty hunter to use. I'm just saying. Let's see. So that was Ochi, right? Yeah, I love that he says it a couple times. It's so Batman to me. It's hilarious. I think I agree with you, Strike. But we're going to talk about that later in the episode. We're going to get there. Don't worry about it. We're going to get there. But I agree with you. I think he's going to be a hologram, just like he was when he sent the message to Moff Gideon. All right. So, I'm a man nobody wants to know. I'm death incarnate. Yeah, he's a bantha herder. So yeah, he totally loves his bantha, right? Like, he's sitting there rubbing his bantha, telling it he's a good boy and all this stuff, and then tells him to go, and the bantha loves him too. He doesn't want to go, man. The bantha's like, "We're friends, dude. Why do I gotta go?" And he throws a piece of meat, and the bantha's like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and he takes off, right? And Fennec kind of throws a little shot. She's like, "Don't you want to save your bantha till after the mission's over, till we get your ship back?" And Boba's like, "Look, I'm getting my ship or it's death. That's how serious I am. Victory or death. That's it." Very, very old school Boba, if you ask me. But, I'm one man. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. So he's going to send... Yeah, I think of... I don't think it's going to be... Again, we're going to get there, Strike. We're going to get there. I'm not there yet. But we're going to get there. Let's see. Let's see. I think I went a little too far up. Yep. Okay, Shreve thinks you're right. Generally. All right, there you go. Ochi works for Crimson Dawn in the War of the Bounty Hunters comics. There you go. Boom. Bounty Hunter. Gonna have to watch later. Yep. That's okay. It'll be up. Unless I make a complete ass of myself and fall over, it'll be up. There you go. Like a bantha. Yeah, it'd be cool if like the bantha was his support animal, right? Because he's lonely and needs a friend and just doesn't want to eat him, but maybe licks him every now and again. Just, you're like, oh, he's gonna eat him. Oh no, he didn't eat him. No, don't be sorry. Just save it. Just save it. Holster it. Holster it. That's all I'm saying. Don't be sorry. Don't ever be sorry. Yeah, don't worry, dude. We're gonna get in the yelling. That's poor Wallace scared. So, we get, Finnick gets her probe droid back, and they decide they know when, where, how, and why they're gonna get into it. And so now I'm just curious if anybody else thinks that the two Gamorreans are the two Gamorreans we see, loyal to their masters and didn't die. I only see two Gamorreans running around this whole palace at this time, so I don't know. And then we get Fennec with her awesome lightsaber knife that can cut through anything. We even hear what sounds like force electricity. Sounds really awesome. Nah, man, my neighbors are at work or old. They're not hearing nothing. They're not hearing nothing. Yes, I agree. But we'll get back to that. So then comes the kitchen scene that everybody is so annoyed with. One of my favorite things about the kitchen scene, I said in another video, I've talked about it on EBN, is our friend droid, the old master of the droids, who's now the cook. He tastes the food when we first see the shot panning in. It's hilarious. But they have, these two droids have a conversation, and they're cooking, food for everybody in the palace. And, Boba and Fennec come in and, tear shop. I don't really think I think the chef droid might be dead. But I think he just knocked down the other one. But I think the chef droid is probably dead, maybe not coming back, but our other friend might come back in another capacity. And then, you get the chase scene with our Lep droid. And I know everybody is not happy about the Lep droid. I know everybody is super irritated that it's too Disney. I get it. But it's Disney. It is what it is. So, but we do get that. It's a comical little scene. Probably went on a little too long for most people, but it is what it is. It's there. And now the Lep, I don't know if you paid attention in the later scenes, but the Lep droid was serving dinner when the Rancor, but we'll get to that. Another celebrity is in the house. What up, Daryl the Derelict? Streaming for 7 hours like an animal the other night. It was amazing. Well, we were streaming for 3, and then you were streaming for a bunch after. But anyway, there's a lot of streaming going on Saturday night. I don't know if you caught it. Droid tasting food be as ironic as Obi-Wan saying Sith are their speciality. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Strike. Exactamundo. Yeah, I mean, really, this episode, aside from this, these kind of scenes, people didn't like. I love this scene in the fact that the droid's like, I don't want to get killed. I'm just gonna switch myself off. Don't worry about it. You don't got to kill me, right? And I feel like that's just fun. That was just a fun end of the scene. It might have gone on too long, may not have even been needed, but they did it, and it's there. And you can either like it or hate it. It doesn't matter anyway. So then we watch Boba see the Slave One for the first time. And these are pretty, I mean, looking at his face, whatever. Disney, strike me down if you're going to shut down my stream, whatever, for showing these kind of things. But we saw this scene in the trailer, right? No big deal. But then you get this face, right? Like, it looks like he almost wants to tear up, right? That's seeing an old friend. I don't know if any of you got a hoopty that you haven't seen in a long time, or that car somebody saved or you haven't seen forever. But there's some nostalgia there. There's some tugging at heartstrings, and I think everybody felt the same way seeing the Slave One for the first time. So Boba knocks out a Gamorrean, Finnick knocks out a Gamorrean, and then the alarms go off, and it's like scatter time. Everybody goes their own way, and yeah, I mean, it was fun, man. It wasn't great. It's a callback to the Clone Wars. I mean, yeah, it's not. The droid was like, nah, peace the f out. I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with you. Yeah, I mean, that kind of droid is kind of silly in the Clone Wars. So the fact that Favreau did it this way, I felt like it was just homage to the Clone Wars, right? That's all I felt it was. No big deal, whatever. Yeah, right. Strike's patient though. Strike's like one of the most patient people I know. Unless you mess with his Boba Fett, then he's not patient. I hate it when it does that. I pushed the wrong button and everybody was gone. Technical difficulties, but we're back. We're here. We're good. We're good. We're still alive. So Finnick goes on this rampage, destroys the double gunk, takes on people, just literally sniper accuracy without even looking in her scope from this range, right? She's just a boss. Boba getting back in the seat of the Slave One for the first time just gave me chills. I felt it. Fennec is still under fire, trying to figure out what the hell Boba's doing. And Boba just can't. It's like being parallel parked, right? It's like being parallel parked. Like he was kind of stuck. He had to like Jimmy his way out. He hit the wall and he can't shoot the guns because the guns are in the like. He was parallel parked. He hasn't flown a ship in 5 or 6 years now. He's been riding banthas. He hasn't been flying the technology. So I give him a pass. What's up, Alan? How you doing? So yeah, I just feel like he's getting used to driving again. It's been a couple years. He hasn't driven a car, and it's like living in New York, right? You don't drive a car, you ride a bike, or you walk around a lot, So anyway, Finnick is on the back of the Slave One, just handing people their butts, just literally kung fu-ing every mother effer that comes her way. Boba's like, I can't get a shot to get the weight down. She's handling herself some more. Bam, bam, bam. Hiya. She looks at the counterweight. She's like, all right, forget about this. I'll take care of it myself, right? Close the hatch. So she does some sick move, tosses him off, and then just a boss right here. Like this could be Fennec Shan's like intro right here. Just so dope, right? So dope. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He gets a little bit of a pass there. X-Wing was busting my chops the other night because I was like, bro, and everybody who didn't see this amazing scene of just flying, the Slave One flying through the air for the first time in forever. I don't know about how you guys feel. That was effing sick. So yeah, he gets a pass. X-Wing was busting my balls. What about driving in the Slave One into the wall? What about this? I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. His robe, his robe's got whatever. However you want to view this, it wasn't his greatest moment of driving the Slave One, but he's got to get back in the seat. So, first thing he does, he's like, "Yo, I got some business to finish. Right? I got some unfinished business with some peoples." So, what does he do? He takes the Slave One, and literally, he goes and finds some people that betrayed him a little bit. Now, honestly, I think he was after the wrong people. I think the Pikes had more to do with it than they're letting on. But he goes after the Swoop by gang because he feels like the Swoop by gang killed his Tusken friends while he was dealing with the Pikes. Could be. But this is, for me, this is Boba Fett at his most savage. This is Boba being an absolute savage. Right? He is no remorse, guns every one of these guys down, saves the leader of it. He saves a special missile for. Everybody else is gone. Remembers has to shoot his guns, didn't he? No problem shooting his guns. And then he breaks out a missile just for the leader. He's like, everybody else, you just get the guns. If you survive, you survive. Leader, missile time. Missile time. And then they have this look like, whatever. I agree with you. Is what it is. So then, yeah, his face when they kills him is just savage. He just doesn't give a wild fuck. No fucks are given here. Zero fucks. Yeah, it was like, I mean, it looked like his body count in this episode was sick. And that to me is Boba, right? Even episodes are better than odd episodes. We're going to find out tonight, my guy. We're going to find out tonight. I think 5 is going to be another banger. I'm putting my coin in the banger slot. All right. Yeah, his face when he kills him just looks savage. If anybody survived, they are limbless. They are missing some stuff. Some stuff is all like bent out of shape. And then, again, we go back to this, this Sarlacc. The Sarlacc moment. A lot of people are not more people are not very pleased about this. How did the ship fly in upside down like that? We didn't see any thrusters going down on the ground to keep it floating. Whatever, dude. Whatever. All right. He's looking for his armor. Now there's more people that are like, well, how did he not feel that the Jawas taking his armor? How did he let him take his armor? I don't know what to tell you guys. Go sit in the stomach of something huge and then come out and see how you feel. That's all I'm saying. Again, it's not a perfect show, but we'll get to that at the end. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Physics in Star Wars, whatever. Is what it is. I don't know what Sheev's doing here, but I'm going to put them all up. B-A-N-G-E. Oh, I get it now. A banger. Banger. I agree. It's a banger. So then we get this scene of our seismic charge getting dumped, right? And I love the sound, right? I love the sound. I like that we get to see more of the Sarlacc. I like that the Sarlacc's not dead. That's kind of cool too. But then we see the seismic charge go, and it goes in, again, there were more complaints about this also. There's always complaints. I mean, there's always going to be complaints. It's Star Wars, guys. No one has ever agreed on anything, right? So trauma. There's so much trauma. Yeah, there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of PTSD. There's a lot of trauma going on. But even still, look, Boba goes back to the Sarlacc to look for his armor. He thought he took off his armor. He thought his armor, he doesn't really know what happened. He just knows the last place I had my armor on was in the Sarlacc pit. So what does he do? He's a boss. And he goes in the Sarlacc with a rope and no armor or no gear. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You have to be some kind of psychopath to go into the belly of the beast that ate you with no armor. No, nothing but his Tusken gear, bro. He's a savage. He's a savage. Banger. Yeah. So, what's up, Maximus? Welcome to the party, pal. Then we get to see Boba talk about, Boba and Fennec outside, which again, this is a beautiful scene with the slave one in the background, right? Just another beautiful scene. So We get Boba and Fennec next to this campfire. Yeah, it also looks well. Yeah, he was tore, and why he needed so much time in the back to tank. He was messed the F up. So, Boba and Fennec are having this conversation about why Boba wants to be a crime lord, why he wants to be the boss. And he said, you know, the Tuskens took me in and they showed me that you can't do it without a tribe. You can't do it all alone. This is a big moment, right? This is a big thing here. Is that Boba Fett finally learned that he can't do everything alone. Right? Growth, everybody. This is growth. And a lot of people don't like seeing character growth. They like seeing characters stay just as they've always been. They don't need them to grow. And I think this is where it is here. Let me see.
No. It's made me strong. You can only get so far without a tribe.
You know what I mean, everybody? I'm just saying. It sounds to me like what I've been saying this whole time. This whole time I've been saying, Boba Fett's not this beta Fett. He's not this weak person that came out of the Sarlacc pit. He came out of the Sarlacc pit probably with more direction and purpose than he's had in his entire life. He feels for the first time reborn and wants to be different. There's nothing wrong with that. That's growth. So I understand people want him to be this callous, silent man that sits in the corner and only acts when fingers are snapped. But like he was telling Fennec, I'm tired of doing other people's work. I'm tired of letting other people dictate how I'm going to die. It's time for us to take our shot to lead. It's a big moment, people. It's a big moment. Just trying to get back into the chat while they're talking about going into the city here. Locate ship. Yes, this is why people argue. This is why there's so much passion in Star Wars, because people love this content. This IP has touched people. So Boba is talking about going into town at this point, and he shows up at Garza's at the sanctuary. And before he shows up, though, we get to see probably the best moment in Star Wars. I'm going to get back to all of your chat. I mean, I know I'm a little behind, but we get to watch BK himself, Black Chrysanthemum, getting drunk, watching a group of Trandoshans gambling and winning and having the best time ever with some Twi'lek partners hanging out. And they're not happy. He's not happy. Look at him. Look at this face. He's drinking. He's drunk. I don't know if you've ever been to the bar where you've just had enough. You're like, that's it. I've had enough. And X-Wing did a meme earlier that was like, and you know what? I just took offense to that. And we literally get to watch BK be BK. He grabs Trandoshans. He's throwing Trandoshans left and right. Boba Fett walks in and goes, oh, it looks like I found the potty. Looks like I came to the right place. And then we get BK literally throwing Trandoshans around, grabbing them, just being a Hulk. A savage. He's a savage. He's a savage. And then this little guy, I felt so bad. I don't know. Everybody else felt so bad for this little dude, right? You've never expressed fear like that in the eyes of a Trandoshan. And then we get to watch Jessica Biel walk in looking like a foxy Trandoshan, trying to talk this Wookiee off a ledge. Now, listening to her talk was calming me down. I was like, okay, there's no need. You've done what you've had to do. We get it. You're wonderful. You're literally wonderful. And the Trandoshan is looking at her like, yes, keep talking. Get him off this ledge. Let him put me down. Right? And she is going, like, put me down. Please put me down. Listen to her, man. Put him down. But no, she messed up. She had him. She had BK. Look at him. He's like, it's just not civilized anymore. That stuff's not good anymore. And he's like, look at him. He's like, okay, all right, you're probably right. You're probably right. And what did she do? She messed up. She offered to buy him. She offered to put money down. And that's where he got pissed. And he's like, no. Wait, I'm sorry. You said you'll buy me? And then we get probably the sickest look. He gets pissed when she mentions money. And he's like, yeah, I'll pay for it. It's worth it. Roar! And he rips off our Wookiee! Ah! He rips his arm off! Ah! He ripped his arm off! Holy shit! And then he hands her money. Boom. Worth it. Looks at her. Worth it. Looks at him. Totally worth it. Bro. Did I say Jessica? I meant Jennifer. Thank you, Felicity. I'm such a stooge. And then back at it, Max. Right? I knew this conversation was coming between these two. I totally saw this coming. This conversation here with these guys. I totally saw this coming. Like, look, you need a job. Come on, my guy. It's just business, right? Is what it is, right? That's what I've been saying. I don't see those two really having beef. Business is business. They both know business is business. They don't have to sit here and pretend. They're bounty hunters, right? But then we got the round table scene, right? Not round table. Then we get our table scene, and Fennec is just laying it on thick, right? She's just letting everybody know where it is, what it is, how it is. You got BK in the background with his rifle just chilling. We've got the family heads of everybody. We've got the Trandoshan family. We've got all the different heads of family sitting at the table. Now, if I'm not mistaken, is that Black Sun? Help me out, guys. Is this Black Sun leadership, or am I mistaken? Is that in the background, back at the other head of the table? Is that Black Sun? Is that leadership from Black Sun? Somebody help me out in the chat. I can't tell. Boba goes on to talk about, look, I don't want your territories. I don't want you to pay for me. There's plenty of money to be on the table. He's trying to lay it out. Let's have a chill time here on Tatooine. Help me take care of the spikes. Help me take care of the spikes. Help me take care of the pikes. And everybody keep their territory and do them. And nah. Okay, good. Thank you, Strike. Those are not Black Sun. Thank you. Good. Because I was curious if we got some more Crimson Dawn references in this, but we'll get back. We'll get back to that at the end. Not necessarily Black Sun. Okay. Copy that. So we get the cool Rancor scene, and then we get to watch Boba. There's our Lep droid again, just so you know, he didn't get killed. He just turned himself off. Then you get to see Boba just, that's a good boy. Who's a good Rancor? Who's a good Rancor? I got some people here who can feed you if they're not good boys. Right? So Boba's basically saying, look, at the end of this conversation, he says, look, you don't want to help me? That's fine. I'll handle this myself. And when I do, then we will have a talk. Then we'll have a talk about who leadership is here. That's fine. I'll handle it myself. I got a giant Wookiee, a master assassin, and the Skittles gang. We'll handle this ourselves, right? And all those guys are laughing at him. They're like, okay, go ahead. We'll stay out of it. We'll see who comes out on top. There's no way you're going to win. That's what they're expecting at this table. Yeah, that's my favorite move right there. I'm with you, Strike. That's my favorite move. Well, they always kind of were Star Wars pit bulls. I mean, you shove them in a cage and you let them eat. So yeah, he's got 2 Gamorreans, a killer Wookiee, a master assassin, the Skittles gang, and a couple of droids, right? That's really all he's got under his guard, and his ship. So these guys all agree. They're basically going to let Boba do Boba. And this is a very, like I said, this show keeps going into crime boss territory. If Ahsoka is very Japanese Ronin, and Din Djarin is very Clint Eastwood, Shane, Wyatt Earp, right? Boba Fett is, to me, adapting in the Italian mafia style of leadership here, right? It's different, but we'll get into that. So the last scene here is, we go through this whole thing with Fennec and Boba having a conversation about how we're going to handle this situation. And basically, Fennec alludes to the fact that we're going to need help and asks Boba how full the treasure room is. How much treasure do you have? And he says he has enough.
We must prepare for war.
And they're preparing for war. That's what's coming. War is upon them. If Boba wants to keep this territory,
what I'm short on is muscle.
Credits can buy muscle. If you know where to look.
If you know where to look. And then you hear the Mando, right? So we go into this. Everybody's expecting Din Djarin to show up, right? I think that's what we're all kind of expecting, right? Everybody's kind of. I'm going to put you guys back in the center now. I can look at you. Everybody's kind of expecting Din Djarin to show up now, right? The Mando music plays. They're talking about muscle and where to look for it. And now, Strike, please dive in the chat. Let's talk about this, right? So for me, like I said, I feel like Din Djarin is our Western, our Doc Holliday, our Wyatt Earp, right? Gunslinger for hire. But then we have Ahsoka coming. And Ahsoka, I feel like, is a very Japanese character, very Ronin, true Ronin, if you will. So this feels very crime boss. This feels very Tony Soprano. This feels very mafia boss, right? And I think that's where they're going with this show. It's not intended to be the Western that The Mandalorian is, right? And I think people were kind of expecting that to be the case. I feel this is more Don Corleone. This is more Five Families type of ownership. And I don't think many people were prepared for this style. So I feel like what's coming. Let's get into what's coming. Episode 5 predictions. Now that we've broken down the episode, we see the direction that they're taking us. And this was an amazing episode for me. I don't know how the rest of you feel it. I definitely give this a 9. This hit all the right notes. There was the Skittles gang, the modders. Again, people don't like it. I'll dock a point for that. But overall, the feel, the timing, everything felt really good. So let's jump back into the chat. Sorry, I missed some of your stuff earlier. I know Felicity reminded me it was Jessica, not Jennifer. Jennifer's always in my head. Yeah, I mean, But we get into, okay, everybody's saying what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. We got some Black Sun, ba 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 ba. Yeah, Rancors. Yeah, I mean Rancors are great. I want to have a Rancor. Yeah, I mean that's basically like I feel. Now, this is where I feel like Din will be a hologram, right? Much like he was for Moff Gideon when he called to tell him, you have what I want, and you have no idea it means to me way more than it does to you. I think we're going to get that same communique. I think Din is off right now with Bo-Katan, helping her build her Mandalorian army, helping bring in other factions. I believe that they are going to encounter the Armorer here at some point in season 3 to help unite the factions. I think she's a big part of knowing where the lost Mandalorians are, and there's a lot of them out there in the galaxy. So, but to stay here, I think Din is going to be with Bo and not able to tear away, but he's going to say, you know what? Why don't you call my guy on Navarro? And he's got a whole slew of bounty hunters for hire. So, yeah, Ghost Rider and I are on the same page. Strike. I think Boba is going to visit Navarro and meet Grieve, right? And get in contact with Mando through a hologram. Din will send him a squad of Mandos, and the money will have, okay, maybe. I feel like there was a bar full of hired guns that could assist with the first wave of pikes, and that Grieve will end up being the one profiting from that. Let's see. Godfather comparison is not really appropriate for the show. I don't know that that's true yet. I feel like trying to organize all the families and trying to bring everybody together and rule with respect, that's not fear. It feels very mafioso to me. Let's see. Oh, a genius idea. Oh, well, we're going to need to talk about this. Get your butt in here if you want. I'll send you a link. Let me know. Genius idea. And I love how you give me the FU. You gave me a brilliant idea. Like, I'm always blowing your mind hole, bro. Just sitting here blowing minds. No big deal. Don't mind me. I'm blowing his mind. It blew up. All right. So let's see. Steve, I honestly don't mind it, but I hope not every Star Wars series has a Luke level cameo at the end of it. At the end of the series. It's cool, but yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. And we'll get more into that here in a second. I see, and this Padawan me. This, I don't know if you've heard me talk about this in the past. This is how I feel about this. For me, I feel like Din is searching for the Armorer. The Armorer knows she may not be the only one, first of all, but the Armorer knows where the coverts are in the galaxy because they come to her to get their stuff, to get their armor made, to get their weapons and stuff. So I feel like there are other coverts across the galaxy and she knows where they are. And that's why Din and Bo are searching, because they're trying to build their numbers. So this is a big thing for me. I'm going to do a whole stream about it. I think that's the end game. I've tried to gather the resources to maybe make a short fan film, but it just hasn't come to fruition yet. So, yes, this definitely bigger, way bigger. Let's see. Long shot theory. Boba becomes Mandalore if it wasn't knee deep in carbon dust. What? That's cool. Carbon dust is cool. Yes, that's something I have a huge. I believe that he, in like I said, we'll do a bigger stream about that. Right. Yeah, so basically, before, I'll do a bigger stream on this again, and we can all sit and chat about it. But my end game here for the big Mandoverse, right, is the battle for Mandalore. I think all roads lead to Mandalore, and that the Empire had been lying to everybody and killed any Mandalorian that came close to Mandalore, and that everybody thinks it's this death planet, when in fact Beskar has been being taken from Mandalore, and the Empire wants to keep it and claim it for their own. Now, Bo has been back because she's, that's her home, so she's keeping tabs on what's going on there. But for me, it seems like Din Djarin currently holds the key to Mandalore. It has been lost for a very long time. The last time we saw it, Bo-Katan had it given to her by Sabine Wren. Bo, in some I hope we get this flashback in Mando of Moff Gideon taking it from Bo-Katan. Obviously not to the death. That fight was not to the death because we've seen Bo, but something else happened. And Bo lost the Darksaber. And now that's why Moff Gideon has been basically, I feel like he's been ruling Mandalore. He's in charge of Mandalore. And because it went so well, he was given the task of the cloning facility and getting his hands on the DNA of Jedi to further pursue the Emperor's probably resurrection. But for me, my end scene, I'll give it away because I don't care. Make it, take it, bake it. I don't care. My end scene is Din Djarin landing in a Mandalorian fighter and finding the armor on some planet in a cave where her shop is fully set up. And he walks in and basically has a conversation with her about, hey, I've been searching for you for a long time. And, she tells him basically, why do I need to be sought after? I'm just a blacksmith. And basically he knows that she knows where all the coverts are, and he is here to unite, to get her to join them. And he takes his helmet off in front of her, which is a very big deal. And she views that as an act of treason, basically, and comes to attack him, and he defends with the Darksaber. And that, of course, to all Mandalorians is the symbol of leadership. She asks how he got that. He won it from Moff Gideon. And she tells him, then you are the rightful ruler of Mandalore. Helmet or not. That's the end. She joins Boba. Everybody goes. Ahsoka, Grogu, Luke. Everybody goes to Mandalore to fight for Mandalore. And who knows? The main bad guy might be Thrawn and Ezra. That might be what we get in Ahsoka, is finding out Ezra's on the team, on Thrawn's team. We'll find out. So much more to come. Yeah. I mean, if you would have told me Mandalorian, we're going to get shows about Mandalorians, we're going to find out more about Mandalorians all those years ago, even when the sequels were coming out, we probably would have laughed at you because no one wanted to see it. Now people can't get enough of it. So I agree with Strike. I think this is an interesting time. What was your question? Let me go back. How can Boba be Mandalore when either Grogu or Din are supposed to be the Mandalorian? Well, I agree, but sometimes our heroes die. Sometimes heroes die in shows. That's all I can say. Let's see. I think we will see Snoke come into power at the end of all this. Possibly. That's possibly it. I mean, look, I feel like I'll spoiler my end all thoughts. I think when the battles are won, and this is gonna shock you guys. It's gonna be real messed up. But I think at the end of this entire Mandalorian arc that we have going on, this Mandoverse, if you want to call it, this Filoni-verse that's going on, I think that after everything is said and done and Din Djarin stands there in victory, I think Bo-Katan stabs him from behind and takes the Darksaber as her own. Oh, shit. Wouldn't that be nasty? All right, guys. So, yeah, predictions, quick predictions. I think we are going to see Din Djarin in hologram. I think we might even get a cameo of Din and Bo seeing a Boba Fett hologram on the other side. That might be really cool to see them together to prep us for what's coming. I definitely think we are going to get a bunch of bounty hunters from Navarro. I think we're going to get a lot of Navarro callbacks from Mando season 1 and 2. And we're going to get flooded with bounty hunters that want to make some coin because, that guild, they're always looking for some coin. And I think we're going to see the Skittles gang get the get Kabah, get later, killed, done, dunzo, finito. So those are my predictions. Those are the big three I see coming. I think Skittles gang is gone. I think message to Mando, and I truly believe that we are going to get some Navarro. So those are my 3 picks. I think that's what's going to be in chapter 5. I'm excited. I think tonight's going to be a banger. I am super pumped. I am looking forward to it. And we're going to do what we always do. We're going to hop on X-Wing's channel for pregame about 11. Hopefully our guy will be on time today. Hopefully he'll be on time. If not, hopefully mom or dad over there at the X-Wing hangar bay can get the stream up on time for us, because obviously dude likes to take naps and not wake up on time. But I'll be there at 11. I'm ready. I'll be there ready with bells on with the rest of the guys. So hopefully we'll be on time this week. But we're going to do the pregame stream where you hear more of this, probably some of these same conversations going on over there, but with the group. So be sure to join us over there on X-Wing stream tonight. As always, follow, the Matt Cave, Hawks Holocron, X-Wing. Get over there and subscribe to all of those guys if you haven't already. Those are my cohorts in crime. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Matt, Felicity, Strike, Sheev, all of you guys. I could go on. The boy Steve, Jack Brody, all of you guys, the Stanleys. Thank you guys always for coming in and hanging out with me and enjoying these recaps. I should call them recaps and predictions, not just predictions. But I'm excited. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't really found too much negative in this show. But I do hope, I agree with you, I hope the Skittle gang gets the old hook tonight and gets out of there. So yeah, be sure to join us tonight at 11. I'm going to jump out of here. It's noon. I'm going to go grab some lunch and get ready for tonight. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining me for this afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, wherever you are. Or if you're in Germany and it's 9 p.m., I hope you're getting some rest. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go prep for tonight. But thank you guys for joining. As always, get down there, hit the like, subscribe button, tell your friends. We still have our giveaway going on. I still have 5 items here that have to get out of here. So when we hit 500 subscribers, if you haven't already, get down there and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm giving away an OLED Nintendo Switch. That's the grand prize. So if you haven't already gotten in the entry, hop into the Discord below, get in the giveaway tab. There's a video on how to do all that. And thanks, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. So be safe out there. Take care of your loved ones. Stay healthy. And take care of your pets. And as always, please, 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 please take care of one another. Be safe, and may the